let's switch gears. In 2014,
yes,
and I'm glad you referenced your closeness to former President Goodluck Jonathan.
yes,
Nigerians were up in arms, led by, incidentally, some of the key actors in government now.
yes,
Mobilized Nigerians against President Jonathan. In
yes,
fact, from 2012,
yes,
remember the fuel subsidy?
yes, yes, very well. Bakare and all that.
Exactly. So 2014, precisely, Nigerians rose up in arms against it. Oh, it should free democratic space and all of that, protesting and all of that. But in comparison to today, sir, what is going on with destabilizing PDP, Labour Party, SDP, your party, trying to even go ahead to register them, it because of anticipatory, use of, platforms and all of that. Why are opposition and civil society organizations quiet? Why are you giving President Tinubu a free pass?
You see, there are things I will not say here.
Please, you have to say it.
It even affected their own organizations. It affected their own media.
Yes.
You see, it's like just watch, don't talk.
Yes. Yes.
There are things I won't say here. But our intelligence supplied us all that has transpired that what you are seeing. Even when people are like, Bakare, where are you? Budiboye, where are you? Odi, where are you?
Tunde Bakare, where are you?
You see, when you are fighting a good man, and President Jonathan did the right thing. I've told you how even his national chairman of the party was against him. And when we got to that young entrepreneurs meeting, he spoke vociferously why they would vote for Jonathan. But by the time he came to Abuja and went to the north, he said, don't vote for him. You see, there are a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of treachery, a lot of people don't say what they believe in. So don't bother yourself with that. But what happened to President Jonathan? It is God's revenge that has been happening to Nigeria since Buhari regime. Because the man did nothing. They wanted to blackmail him. They wanted to say all sorts of things against him. Okay. From price of fuel, when it was just increased minimally, as if the heaven would fall. What's the price of fuel today? Even during Buhari's regime. So God has a way of paying people back in their own coins. Unless there's atonement, until those who did it get back to Jonathan and say, please, we are sorry. We did it unknowingly. We were deceived, blah, blah, blah. And Jonathan accepts it and they are forgiven from his heart. What is chasing them? Some of them, no matter where they are, will continue to chase them. For those who believe in God. But for criminal, shallow politicians, they believe they are the God. They can do anything. Nothing will happen. But something will happen someday. Because there is a limit to the excesses of man. There is a limit you can go as a mortal. And I don't also like to accept that because you are in power, you can just do what you like. President Jonathan has finished. Today, he is the most popular politician across the globe with Obasanjo. They call him here, they call him there. Because of that singular decision he took. President Jonathan was in a position to say, nullify that election. 1 week, 2 weeks, it will fizzle out. But he said no. The blood of Nigeria should not be wasted for my ambition. A man with conscience, a man brought up under good Christian home, who saw the perks of office and how he was living unjustifiably. People are saying that election, Jega's election was rigged. I'm inside. It was thoroughly rigged, excessively rigged. I have said so. I was in a function somewhere at the Air Force Base. You were talking. I said, don't say that. You rigged the election.
You were telling them?
Yes, I said you rigged the election. It stopped that point. In the Air Force. Air Force, listen. We have the facts. That election was rigged. Jonathan was rigged out. But Jonathan didn't want. He didn't want trouble. Okay, let me go.
If you want me to go, let me
If you want to go, let me go. After all, he had become president. GC, FR.
For 5 years.
You can pick it on the street. Even for one day you're president, you're GC, FR. So you can pick it on the street. That's a perfect gentleman. It is the crime and the offense committed against Jonathan for doing nothing that you are suffering today. For those who believe, fine. If you don't believe that, I'll leave it. Leave that, that's how he talks. Okay. Or go and get us out from that problem. If that's how he talks. You must do atonement.
So Jonathan was God.
Of course, you first of all have to apologize to the person. And the person accepting you, God will look at his eyes, okay, let it pass. Nigeria was unfair to President Jonathan. Very, very unfair. Because we have plotted, we wanted to take power by hook or crook means, and we did. If Jonathan had cancelled that election, what would have happened? Nothing. Nothing. And justifiably too. That election was rigged massively. That's why you see 12 years, 11 years, all those voting. Where they were doing thumb printing. Where they were using incident forms. And everybody were clapping that because a president left. So that is a good election. I am in the system. I have been in the system. I understand it. So, but there are things you don't have to put fuel on a bonfire. President Jonathan has gone, but we are still suffering it.
May God help us. We're in May 2026, Chief, with elections slated for, I think, February next year, or January.
End of January 20th.
January 20th. Brilliant. What is the plan of your party, Zenith Labour Party, and the opposition generally, to prevent, what is popularly perceived as going to be massive rigging? Because, Chief, the APC did their presidential primaries over the weekend. And they said the president got 10.99 million votes, which is more than the 8.9 or so he got in the general elections. And the party chairman came out the next day to say, they already registered 12-point-something million people as APC members. Even though one line official came and said they don't know what he's talking about. So some people have alleged that they are perfecting their rigging formula. What is your party doing to stave off imminent rigging in 2027?
You see, we are still on our primaries. Yeah. We won't carry guns. I believe in how there's a supernatural being that intervenes in affairs of men. If they're planning rigging, fine. Others will watch it, they rig, okay. I don't believe in speculation. But I read the handwriting. At times I read it and keep it somewhere and be watching it. Let me tell you, this election will be the toughest.
You think so?
It will be very tough.
In what ways?
In every way. In every way.
Keenly contested.
Of course.
But the opposition, you guys have split your votes again.
Don't worry. Let everybody emerge. Let everybody emerge. Okay. And then we'll see how we go about it.
So there's still a game plan?
You see, we met 3 days ago, about 7 parties. Anyway, let's not go there. let's not go there. What we did was just a review of the process. We are going to meet again next week, Monday. A review of the process. By Monday, all the presidential candidates would have emerged. Then we start looking at them. There are some we'll talk to. There are some who say, okay, sit down. Look at what is important. See, as it's done in other climes. This is our position about power. What do you have about power? You look at it. Look at the amount of money we have spent on power. On our refineries.
When you say power, electricity.
You go to fuel supply on our refineries. So, you see, and we are still there. Motion, no movement. No progress. And you think we can continue? Our neighbors have passed this stage. And yet, you see Nigerians, they be rationalizing what is not within the sphere. What Nigerians are asking for is service. What we're asking for is service, not who is there. But you see, in this country, it is better my man is there and be involved in corruption and stealing than somebody comes who will make Nigeria better for everybody. Once your man is there, you become deaf and dumb. But if the other man comes, come and see attack. You come up with their venom on how he has to live. Nigeria will not grow that way. And you need a president that has guts to change things without looking at faces. We are not getting it yet.